Well, it's a tremendous honor to make the national championship. There are so many good teams out there that, and only the top 8 get invited. So your hope is that you're in that top 8 by the end of the season. The parity anymore of all of the teams is so good and so close that anybody can step up and beat anybody at any given time. And so keeping the right mentality, the right mindset throughout the season is a tough thing to do.
What are you looking forward to most with the move to Ocala in the World Equestrian Center?
Well, the venue is spectacular. So I'm most excited for the girls to be able to compete at a venue like that. And the prestige that it's going to bring our national championships to be at a venue like that. That's one of the destination venues for our industry. So some of the top horse competitions in the country are held there at the World Equestrian Center. And for us to be able to get that date and be able to compete that weekend there is great. But just for our girls to be able to compete there, to be there, being able to stay at the Equestrian Hotel, which is on the property, is incredible. It's a very nice hotel as well. And just being right there, we have a lot of responsibilities with the horses that we're taking, and so that the girls can just come down when they're needed instead of having to get on a bus and maybe sit around for a while until you're needed. I think that's going to help as well to be competitive this year.
What has your team done to prepare for competition in Ocala?
We're doing a lot of the same that we've done all year long. The girls have really performed well the entire season, but in particular as of late. And so we're just going to keep doing what we're doing that got us to this point. I think for us to change anything at this time, we'd be afraid to shoot ourselves in the foot. So we're going to continue doing what we've been doing all along. The girls are in a very good place mentally, and we're just continuing to work on that. And if they have any concerns, we want to make sure and address those so that they can go on and focus strictly on their riding and what they need to do while they're at the championship.
What is your team most looking forward to during the national championship this year?
It's continuing to compete together. One of the things that we've focused on this year is family. And being with such a tight-knit group, and they're all very close, and they have that others above self mentality, which is great to be a part of. I don't care what sport you coach. And so being able to participate again as a team and for a national championship is even better. It's a single elimination tournament, so of course you've got to be on your game every day because all the teams that are there are very good and capable of winning the whole thing. And so just the excitement of being able to compete at that level, at that venue, as with a part of your family is special.
What has been some of the challenges of the 2022 season? And how has your team overcome those challenges?
Probably the first challenge that's still hanging around is COVID. Navigating the whole COVID situation is tough. Being careful, making sure that you're thinking of your health first in avoiding COVID, but also making sure that you're ready to practice every day when you come out and that you're ready for every competition. So that is always in the back of your mind as a coach to make sure that the girls are being safe and protecting themselves against contracting the virus. Happy to see that we've had a decline in cases as of late, but we still got to keep it on our mind. Just continuing to keep a good mental attitude is the other thing that we always focus on throughout the year, making sure that the girls are thinking about every practice in the way that they should and thinking about every meet that we go to in the way that they should, approaching their horses, how they deal with whatever horse they might draw, how they're going to approach riding it, how they're going to try and get the most out of that horse that day.
What has been your team's strengths throughout the season, and how can those things help your team be successful at the national championship?
Caring about each other is one of this team's strengths. They want to see each other do well. They want to do whatever they can for their teammate to excel in what they're doing, whatever role that is at that time. And to have that buy-in is very much a strength, and I think we have that this year. We're very proud of our girls in the way that they're approaching each meet. Very proud of our girls in the way that they approach practice every day. They're driven, they're focused, and so that's what I'm probably most proud of them for right now.
How does preparation for the national championship differ from regular season competition?
You know, one thing that we preach as coaches is it doesn't matter if you're competing in a scrimmage or if you're competing maybe against an unranked team or you're competing at the national championship. The way that our riders need to look at every single ride is doing the best that they can with the horse that they're on that day. If you get the most out of that horse and do what you can to make sure that that happens, you're smart in making good decisions, everything else is going to handle itself. It's going to take care of itself. There are so many variables that are not in our riders' control, and so if they just handle those things that are in their control in the best way that they can, they're going to set themselves up for success. So preparing for a regular season meet and preparing for the national championships, it should be the same. Of course, there's a lot more pressure when you're going to the national championship because it's a single elimination tournament, and your season can be over in one day. So that puts a little more pressure on you, but still in the end it's focusing on your horse, being able to focus on what is going to make him be the best, him or her be the best that they could be on that day, and doing your best with that animal is the way they should be looking at it no matter what.
Last question, what are you expecting to see from your team as you begin competition on Thursday?
You know, I expect them to continue to understand that they have support from all the other teammates, that they're the only one in the arena at that time, but they've got so many other girls behind them, you know, helping them along the way and cheering for them along the way to be the best that they can be. I expect them to have a good positive attitude, a lot of confidence. They're riding very well right now. They know they are. But they also know that they've got to try and stay out of the penalty box. They need to try and ride error-free. And with the confidence that they had through coming through the Big 12 championships like we did and through finishing strong in the regular season like we did, I expect to see them at least believing that they can make a run for that title.